This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
Working like crazy on that forecast. It is what we do. Good morning. Nonstop news starts right now. We are the only TV station in town commercial free until the top of the hour.
We have you covered this morning. You just heard from Jeannette, and she'll give us a look again at weather in just a few moments.
Joy, I see a lot of brake lights. Very busy. It's not even 7 a.m. so far.
Yeah, it's crowded out there, and this live picture in particular, actually, if we had checked in on it a minute or so ago, you would have seen that accident we've been following on the east side. But as the Open was playing, they actually cleared it out. So all of these brake lights that you're seeing is just kind of the traffic left behind from that accident that has now cleared. This is the southbound lanes of I-35 at Eisenhower. Downtown, we are now left with a construction closure on the upper level of I-35 northbound between I-10 and Brooklyn Avenue. Rest of San Antonio, here's kind of an overview of what we're dealing with. No other major lane closures to watch out for right now. I'll give you another update soon with your on-time traffic.
In the Allen at the Live Desk, we have crews at the scene of a shooting on the city's northeast side. Let's take you out to that scene now. This all taking place off of Loop 410 near Starcrest Drive at the Salado Creek Villas. That's an apartment complex again on the northeast side. Now we are learning that two women knocked on a man's door, shot him in the upper leg. They took off. The man wrapped a belt around his leg as a tourniquet and knocked on a neighbor's door for help. Now, police are there still at the scene responding now. The San Antonio Fire Department reporting 4 of their units responded to this call, which they have listed as a trauma call. As more details come in, we'll be sure to update you. That's the latest from the Live Desk.
Emma, thank you. New this morning, 3 people are in the hospital after they were shot while driving on the west side. Police say they were traveling along Highway 90 near Couples Road when they were involved in a collision with another vehicle. That's when someone in the other car fired shots, hitting all 3 people. They were able to drive themselves to a hospital. So far, no arrests have been made.
Law enforcement is looking for someone who's been on a robbery spree in Bulverde, carrying, of all things, a power saw. So police say the person who broke into the 2 businesses last weekend, that's what they believe, or what he looks like, who he is. There's security video here of the break-in at a place called the Bourbon and Branch Bar. This was Sunday about 5 a.m. Another piece of video shows that person using a saw to break in. You can see the sparks flying right there. Tanner Clymer is one of the bar's general managers. He believes the thief stole thousands of dollars. He thinks the robbery wasn't random.
From what we could tell from any video footage we have, they kind of knew where they were going. They went directly to the ATM, directly to one of our cash dispensers, and directly to our office where they were able to get all the cash from our cash stores and our safe.
The Stretty's pet and food supply store was also robbed. We asked police if there are more break-ins tied to those 2 cases. They said they will not comment on an active investigation.
Time now is 6:43. We are getting a look at the 2 men arrested in connection with a deadly shooting at a West Side Amazon facility. 1 man died while another man was sent to the hospital. The man who died was a father of 2 who authorities say was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Jamari McKillion and David Morales Jr. are charged with first-degree murder of Katrael Delosier. The shooting happened Sunday night at the Amazon Fulfillment Center off Highway 90 and Loop 1604. Authorities say the shooting stemmed from a work-related argument, but the affidavit says Delosier wasn't even involved. Police say an Amazon employee and the second victim, Johnny Bermea, agreed to fight during a lunch break. As they were outside, Bermea was lured to a car in the parking lot, and the affidavit says McKillion was the driver of the getaway vehicle and Morales was the man who fired the shots that killed Delosier and injured Bermea.
An 11-year-old is in the hospital this morning after being hit by a car while riding their bike. This was on the northwest side about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon along Silent Sunrise and Tezel Road. At this point, we're still trying to figure out just how badly that child was hurt. 6:44 on this Wednesday. This morning, Haven for Hope will be announcing a major partnership to help animal shelters not only here but all over the country.
That's where we find News 4 San Antonio's Christina De Leon, who joins us live with the details on what's going to take place later today. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Marissa. Good morning, everyone. You know, it's all part of a partnership between Haven for Hope and the Puppy Food Bank, the national nonprofit. It's going to be feeding basically dogs and cats everywhere. It's pet food to aid Haven for Hope's on-site kennel program. The Puppy Food Bank provides free pet food and resources to shelters across the country. In fact, every month, Haven for Hope uses around 600 pounds of dog food and 100 pounds of cat food. The shelter also providing 2 15-pound bags of dog food to clients as they move into permanent housing and distributing 12 packs of 1-pound food bags throughout its outreach team to shelter and support unsheltered neighbors and their pets. Now it's going to enter into a 3-year partnership with Haven for Hope, and the goal is to ultimately support the shelter's on-campus kennel program, which is the only shelter-based kennel in San Antonio for individuals and families who are maybe experiencing some homelessness. So later on today at 10 a.m., there's going to be a special press conference to make this announcement official with representatives from both organizations, and they will make it official. But of course, this is a great partnership between those two organizations, and we will certainly be here for it. Reporting live from Haven for Hope downtown, I'm Christina De Leon. We will send it back to you.
Christina, thank you. If you like popcorn, listen up. Cinemark's Bring Your Own Bucket event is this weekend.
Bring your own bucket. That could be anything. And banks are coming out hard against President Trump's plan to cap credit card rates at 10%. Jane King is live at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories and more. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, David and Marisa. Good morning. At JP Morgan Chase, a CEO warned that President Trump's call for a 10% cap on credit card interest rates threatens to significantly change its business and would harm the bank and customers. Now, bank executives say everything is on the table in fighting this rate cap. Now, the Federal Reserve says Americans owe a total of $1.25 trillion in credit card debt, and last year every state says that credit scores fell as those debts piled up. Well, Microsoft promised to pay higher utility bills for all of its U.S. data centers powering AI models. Otherwise, the higher costs may be passed on to consumers. President Trump said the administration working with other top tech companies and that more announcements are coming. The data center boom helping drive the economy, but these companies are also driving up the cost of power. And Polymarket partnered with the Golden Globe, showing viewers betting odds for each award category. Ultimately, Polymarket bettors guessed correctly 26 out of 28 times. CEO Shane Copland called the Golden Globe's partnership the single most mainstream prediction market integration to date. And National Popcorn Day is approaching, and Texas-based Cinemark again asking customers to get creative, bring in their bags, buckets, purses. You can have them filled up with a salty snack. The Bring Your Own Bucket event, which took off last year, allows customers to spend $5 and fill up any container measuring up to 400 ounces with popcorn. Now, this year, the theater chain has teamed up with Lowe's to offer the deal on January 18th and January 19th, which is National Popcorn Day. And stocks fell from record highs yesterday. JP Morgan led things lower after its earnings. The inflation numbers also in line. We are looking at a lower start to trading today. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
Jane, we looked it up. That's 25 pounds of popcorn. That seems.
I'm glad you figured it out, because in their ad, they had a cooler.
Yes.
A
yeah,
cooler
we saw it.
Of popcorn.
Yes.
So they're, hey, bring a cooler in.
That seems excessive.
You know, and popcorn, movie popcorn is just different. Just better, right?
It's heavy.
Than the kind you make at home.
Yeah. It is better. And you know what? It's so good you put that up, because when you go to the store and they have the boxes, all the different brands, and they say movie theater stuff, it's not. That's just a bold-faced lie. It's not the same. I don't know what it is.
And David, you're not supposed to buy that kind of.
Why?
It causes cancer.
Oh,
the thing that you put in the microwave.
Jane, we've got to go. I'm being lectured again about the things that I get to eat. The great Jane King live in New York. Jane, have a great day.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
The Justice Department says there will be no criminal civil rights investigation into the death of Renee Good, who was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minnesota last week. The White House says the officer acted in self-defense. They say the woman engaged in domestic terrorism. Several federal prosecutors have resigned over how the Justice Department has handled that shooting. Social media filled with people posting about the location of ICE agents these days, not just in Minnesota. We're talking about everywhere. The question is it legal? One local Facebook user told us the reason they do so is obvious. They're trying to help people, at least in their eyes. But we spoke to an immigration lawyer who says the posts are not breaking any laws and they are protected by the Constitution.
If you're just saying, ICE activity reported near X Street, X Point, that's okay. If you are doing the post to solicit people to go over there and create a chaos or do something or, attack the officers, that's where it gets out of hands.
So you go on social media, there are a lot of videos, there are a lot of posts talking about this right now. It's pretty simple. Social media post about where ICE is not illegal. You can do that all you want. If you interfere with an ICE operation, no matter what you think of it, you are breaking the law.
One of San Antonio's largest school districts could soon be in a legal battle with the Texas Education Agency over its new cell phone policy. Northeast ISD's policy allows students to access their phones in between classes during passing periods. District officials say language in the state law allows them to adjust according to students' needs. The TEA disagrees, saying cell phone use should be banned from the beginning of the school day to the end. The district argues its policy meets the spirit of the law.
I think what has occurred is that there has been some pressure from legislators who worked on that bill to the agency to sort of follow the, hey, this is what we want to see happen. And I think the agency has been left in a position where it's caught between legislators and, of course, the idea of local control. And the
NEISD has until the end of the month to adjust their cell phone policy. If they don't, the TEA could escalate its intervention, potentially leading to appointing a conservator.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
It is a dry morning here in south central Texas, and we're seeing just a few scattered clouds across the area. Here is our next weather maker. It is a cold front. It has already cleared North Texas, slowly pushing off towards the south. It'll be moving across the hill country before noontime, coming through San Antonio early this afternoon. And you'll feel it once it moves through because it'll be turning very windy behind it. The cold air in wake of it settles in tonight, so tomorrow morning will be even colder than this morning. There goes the rain associated with the front extending from southern portions of Arkansas up towards Tennessee, Kentucky, including portions of the Northeast. Ahead of that front, showers and thunderstorms across the deep south. We are going to see gusty winds 20 to 30 miles an hour as early as 9 a.m. in the hill country, and then the gusty winds reach San Antonio as early as 11 a.m. Gusts here 30 plus miles an hour. Tonight, temperatures will drop into the 30s and 40s. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll see high temperatures in the low to mid 60s. We'll see highs this afternoon in the upper 60s to low 70s. Tomorrow, it'll be cooler. We'll have sunshine, though, through the rest of the week. Friday, it looks like highs will be back to the low 70s. Then another cold front comes across the area. That arrives late Friday. No rain with that one either, but it'll get chilly on Saturday. Let's track the winds. Again, later this morning, 9, 10 a.m., gusty winds across the hill country. And then we'll see those wind gusts moving farther to the south as the cold front tracks south across the rest of the area. If it is trash day in your neighborhood, you'll want to keep an eye on those trash bins because you may find them down the street at your neighbor's in your neighbor's yard. Once you head home from work, 33-mile-an-hour gust here in San Antonio by about 1 p.m. and still over 30 miles an hour in many spots by 4 or 5 p.m. It'll be breezy early this evening, and then the wind will die down later tonight. Sunny and dry today, chilly this morning, more comfortable this afternoon, high near 70. Tomorrow morning, you'll need that heavy jacket, 39 in the afternoon, 64. 41 to 72 Friday, 44 to 58 Saturday, even colder Sunday morning, 35. By the afternoon, sunny, 64. MLK Day on Monday for the March, it'll be in the low 50s with partly sunny skies and then topping out at 64. That rain chance will come late in the day as a third cold front moves through. We'll have to watch a disturbance that may come up from the south next Tuesday that could spread some rain into our area. I would say as of right now, it looks like the best rain chance with that weather maker will be across the east. Here is the extended forecast for the other 3 zones. As I've been saying all week, keep that jacket handy.
All right, another accident to look out for this morning. This time we are on the west side of San Antonio. This is the eastbound lanes of Highway 90 as you're approaching Loop 1604, actually just after you pass Loop 1604 heading into town here. Already this is an area that sees a lot of congestion this time of the morning, so we are now just about doubling that with this lane closed for that accident. That's the only accident that we are following at the moment. However, we do of course still have the construction closures downtown on the upper level of I-35. That's northbound from I-10 to Brooklyn Avenue. That's the latest with your on-time traffic.
Emma Allen at the live desk. We are still at the scene of that breaking news where one man was shot on the northeast side. He's now in the hospital. But just into our content center, a live look at the White House where President Trump's just said anything less than U.S. control of Greenland is unacceptable, escalating tensions ahead of scheduled talks with Danish and Greenlandic officials. Trump argues the U.S. needs Greenland for national security, saying NATO should help lead the effort, warning Russia or China could move in otherwise. Now, the remarks are drawing global attention in Greenland's capital, where international media are gathering right now, and Denmark warns the dispute could seriously strain or even fracture NATO. That's the latest from the live desk.
All right, thank you. Lego interlocking with a Pokemon universe. The first collection will debut on February 27th. It's inspired by characters throughout the company's 3-decade history. The initial rollout features 5 fan favorites: Pikachu, Eevee, Venusaur, Charizard. Oh man, I worked on that one. Charizard and Blastoise. They sold out with just a few hours. All my young coworkers were like, the old man doesn't know how to say it.
You don't. Even more. The Winter Olympics are just a few weeks away in Italy, but the U.S. is already gearing up to host the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles. More than 300 Olympic and Paralympic athletes gathered in Los Angeles Tuesday to promote the opening of ticket registration, which opens up in just a few hours. This is a look at the official ticket registration website for the LA Games. Registration opens at 9 a.m. Central Time. Now, you won't actually be able to buy tickets today, but this is the first step in getting there. You can secure a time slot to buy tickets later this year, starting in April. So don't worry, you can snag a spot and start saving for a lifetime experience. That's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
I can only imagine that, rather, to go. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at noon.